here we have it. I graduated a couple of days ago and I'm finally going to be moving out of my uni accommodation. I'm moving out in a couple of days' time, and this is the final time that I'm going to be moving out of uni. You know, as all good things, they must come to an end. So I thought I'd just give you a bit of footage of me just, you know, tidying my room up and sorting myself out and just reflecting on this experience. So I hope you enjoy. There we have it, finally moved out of this room. It's now the 5th of August and I've got all my stuff out and this room is now ready for the next person. I'm filming this a few days before moving out and I've come up on the rooftop terrace just to do like a little post-uni reflection. But first of all, can we just appreciate this view yet again? Like, it's actually insane. But yeah, no, basically, I thought I'd just look up on the city and get some inspiration for talking to the camera. But it's been 5 years since I started uni and what a journey it's been. The thing is, I didn't realize that life would change this much, you know, in 5 years time, so much has changed, and it all stemmed from just one decision that I made when I was 18 years old or 17 years old when I was choosing my university. So it just goes back to that, you know, in my very first video when I'm talking about life decisions and the decisions you make earlier in life and they can affect you for the rest of your life. Like one decision and it would affect the next 5 years of my life, which is actually insane. It's kind of crazy that it's all just come to an end. This year has been insane, living in this beautiful accommodation and just enjoying this integrated master's year, making the most of my final year of uni, trying to be proactive with my time. I've met so many good people, I've had so many good experiences, I've also had so many bad experiences. There's been low points, high points, peaks and troughs. It's been insane. Did I get the grade that I wanted whilst being at university? No, I'll be honest. During school, you know, I got quite high grades and you get used to doing that. But then when you're at university, it's a whole different ballgame. It doesn't actually matter as much as the school system and the education system make it out to be, especially later in life. So don't ever think that just because you get a bad grade, it's gonna put a halt in your life or it's the end of the world. It's really not that deep. It might cause a hiccup and change your trajectory slightly or delay things, but if you really want something and you need a grade or simply to pass a test to get that, you will do that. It just depends how badly you want it. I'm a big believer in everything that's meant to be will be, but also not for lack of trying. So you just have to try your hardest, you have to try your best, and when you try your best, why is this plane just interrupting my audio right now? When you try your best and you truly try your best, I do believe the universe will give back to you. And if you don't try your best, you know deep down that you didn't potentially try your best or try your hardest at something, or you got distracted, you got complacent. You know, if you truly try your best, and I know when I've tried my best, I think you do get what you deserve. The hard work that you put into it, or any work that you put into it, you get the output of your input. So you've got to make sure that you work as hard as you can, and when you truly work as hard as you can, that's when things do actually go your way. You've got to practice gratitude. I'm quite grateful for this whole experience, all the highs, the lows, the peaks, the troughs, all the experiences. It's all life experience. I'm quite privileged to have been able to have lived in such an accommodation like this. I'm privileged to have had the university experience that I've had. I'm privileged to have had access to the education. You think about barriers of access to education that other people experience in different countries. Realistically, like, I've had it quite easy in terms of that. So you've just got to be grateful for what you have and not always think about what other people have. You know, life is a deck of cards and you have to deal with the hand you've been dealt. I don't know if I ever would have, learned this much if I didn't actually take the decision to live at university. Now, back then, when I was 18, it just seemed like the right decision, or it just seemed like the next step to do. Now I'm not so sure if university would be worth it, but what I can say is I've learned so much, like just coming out of my shell, networking. A lot of people are always, sad to leave university, and I understand why, because there's so many memories and so many things that you've experienced at university. However, university is just a stepping stone, and you realize that when you're a student and you even come out of it. So I realized this during my placement years, like this whole thing, it's like this protective bubble, and you've got to prepare yourself for the real world, and it's on you to actually make sure that you're good for the future. So that's why whilst you're at university, whilst you're in this bubble almost, you can explore different things, opportunities, and get out your comfort zone, meet new people, because there's little consequence, since most or the majority of people don't have many responsibilities at this age. You have the least responsibilities at this age anyway. So university, the way I see it, I take it as it's this stepping stone, right? It's a stepping stone to what's supposedly meant to be a greater future. Now, a lot of people also say that looking back, university was the best years of my life, but I've always heard that from older people, and I've just thought, like, it shouldn't be like that. I've always disagreed with that, because the reason why people go to university is to have a better life in the future, so I've always thought that university is as great as it is, it's not real, right? So it's up to you and it's up to me to make a better life for myself beyond university. And you have to take risks and you have to do different kind of things. For example, I've gone out of my comfort zone by starting this YouTube channel, and just talking to the camera. Like, I wouldn't have been able to do this. I was always scared of judgment and everything, but looking back on it, I'm so glad I did, because now I can look back on this and appreciate the times that I had whilst being at university and recording these videos and remembering editing and all that stuff. But I can look back at it and appreciate it, but I'm not stuck in the past. You have to just keep present and always move forward. So there's some wise words of wisdom. I hope you enjoyed me just monologuing and talking to the camera. And yeah, I'm just excited to see what's to come beyond university in terms of my career and where I will take my life. So thank you very much for watching, and take care.